people think of Canada, one of the things they think of is maple syrup, hockey being another big one, but it's just something that's part of being Canadian.
The maple leaf is on our national flag, so it's kind of just ingrained in us. It's always been our goal is to package our own label, and we thought of it as a perfect opportunity to purchase this maple syrup farm.
I love being part of this business. This is something that we do definitely as a family, and seeing them succeed with it too, it just gives us great pleasure.
Yeah, 3 generations all getting together and working together, and a lot of good memories.
Hi, I'm Sam Carrick. I play for the New York Rangers.
Breakaway for Sam Carrick. Carrick moves in on Mackenzie Blackwood and scores! Sam Carrick with a beauty.
My family and I have been making maple syrup as long as I can remember. Going back to the 90s, my grandpa had a small farm with a couple hundred maple trees, and as kids, we'd run around every spring and collect sap and take it to the sugar shack and boil it and just give away the final product to friends and family. Me and my brothers would have competitions who can collect the most sap or find the most full bucket, and having tasters along the way. It's something that's instilled in my memory, really good memories.
I'm Jake Carrick, co-owner of Carrick Bros.
And I'm Josh Carrick, also co-owner of Carrick Bros.
For us, making syrup, it started out as a hobby with our grandfather. You know, we just made enough to give to family and friends, and never really thought of it as a business. It wasn't until after university when we met a few guys that were in the business, kind of learned that there was a bulk business to the maple industry, so that's really what got us into it.
Well, hi, I'm Jane Carrick, and this is John. We are the parents of Jake, Sam, Trevor, and Josh. Yeah.
I played hockey when I was younger and played a lot of outdoor hockey growing up in the 70s. And Jake, our oldest, he started playing at 4 or 5 years old. And then Sam, then Trevor came along. Josh came along. So they
Became part of the family, like it just was our life.
It became part of our life. That's what we did in the winter.
We grew up with 4 brothers, so we played a lot of hockey in the basement.
Generally lock them down in the basement, and they'd go play hockey and knock a lot of energy out of them and go to bed. My parents had a pond up in Goodwood, and we'd take them up to the pond.
We'd go out there every winter. That's pretty much where we learned to skate, and he would always clear off the pond, sometimes a little too early, and you'd get the truck into the pond.
My grandpa would always make sure that it was plowed off and ready to go. Sometimes he'd try to plow it a little too early and put the truck through the ice, but that is a place that I definitely learned how to skate and just play shinny. Having 4 of us, it was an easy 2-on-2 game, and a place that, you know, we spent a lot of time.
Oh, I haven't tried these on in a couple of years. Oh, they're a little frozen.
Plays in the NHL, can't do his own skates up. You all right over there? You want me to do your skates for you?
Yeah, I do. Could get them on. Should we get Mom to help you tie your skates? Woo! Tripping.
Show everyone where I learned my sweet skating stride from.
See a breakaway, you on Bo with a wooden stick.
Yeah? Throw me a puck. Let's go.
You do a 3-on-0 on it?
They were always all very competitive within the game and very committed. It was something that they just always aspired to, wanting to play on a competitive level to make the OHL, and yeah, they were able to succeed.
4 boys in the OHL. It's a bit of a blur.
I was the first one to make Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, and you know that was a big accomplishment. Sam kind of followed suit. He was a first-round pick, so he really gained a lot of attention, and Trevor and Josh kind of followed in his footsteps as well.
Having 3 older brothers that all made the league definitely helped kind of pave a little bit of a path for me. And obviously learning a lot from them growing up and playing against them as kids and getting beat up quite a bit. Definitely kind of helped shape me and shape my game for playing in the OHL.
Every winter, all 4 of us playing AAA hockey, and then eventually all 4 of us ended up in the OHL playing against each other, and every day, really, it was hockey.
Gave you the whole mat.
Maple taffy time?
That's how you get that nice woody flavor.
Sweaty glove flavor.
You like it?
When Sam was drafted to the Maple Leafs, that was probably the most incredible moment of his life and our life. Just to think that he was drafted by the Leafs and being a hometown.
Yeah, just to get drafted.
Just to get drafted alone was incredible, but to go there, that's something we'll never forget.
We've spent countless evenings in here boiling maple syrup and watching whether it was Anaheim Ducks, Edmonton Oilers, or Rangers games. I think we celebrated more when he was on in overtime there, and let alone when he scored the game-winning goal. It was a big celebration with the boys.
2-on-1. Scores! Sam Carrick wins it in overtime!
don't know how he ended up getting on the ice, actually, in overtime, but
We were surprised to see him out there with only a few minutes left, let alone overtime.
A surprise to see him out on 3-on-3.
But that was a great feed and a great finish from Sam Carrick.
It was pretty funny to hear their celebration after the overtime winner.
Apparently they broke a chair here.
yeah, so.
Not sure which one.
Incredible. I think we broke a chair that night.
Yeah, it was quite the celebration with the boys.
A recliner chair got broken, a lot of group hugs going around, so it was a pretty special moment. This is the original sugar shack started by my grandpa. We're surrounded by maple trees here. It all starts with tapping the maple trees. You drill a hole into it. The sap runs through the trees into the buckets, and you collect all the buckets. You bring them in here, and this is the evaporator here. And you dump it in, get the fire going, and this slowly boils the sap down until it becomes maple syrup. Well, this is the best. I mean, obviously all organic, just the smell of it, you know, it brings back a lot of memories as a kid. The sap slowly boiling down, and you have little tasters as it gets going. Being able to do stuff like make maple syrup in the spring was a good way to kind of get away from hockey and get your mind off it a little bit, and something that we still do today.
Both Josh and Jake, after they finished the OHL, they both went and got business degrees.
I think it just became to the point where we needed to do something with our lives, and we figured spending that time outdoors and doing something passionate would be the way to do it. So we came across this farm that was for sale at the time, and we jumped on it and
Been expanding ever since.
Since then, they've bought some other properties and expanded the business up to close to 50,000 taps. Farming 1,200 acres right now.
All on foot. I don't know how they do it.
These lines stay up year-round. Our main line's running up and down with the contours, and off those you have your lateral lines, and those are attached to each tree by drop lines, and that's what we go in and tap every year. So each year we have to go in and tap every one of the 46,000 trees that we have, and basically at the end of the year you have to pull those taps, and we clean out the lines at the end of the year. So that's the bulk of the manual labor, is maintaining these lines. We start out okay, I would say, but by the end you're normally pretty tired, and if one of us makes a mistake or something, I think we're pretty quick to be hard on each other.
We both made our fair share of mistakes, so
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we have a common goal in mind, and that's make as much syrup as we can and the best quality of syrup as we can. Tapping the maple tree is one of the most laborious jobs, but also one of the most important jobs. Because you can see old tap holes from previous years, and if you tap too close to them, then you're not going to get any sap that year. So you want to find the old holes and stay away from them. So once you find a nice spot on the tree, and put in your spout. 45,999 more to go. So this black line here is our main line, and these blue lines are the lateral lines. So the blue lines run from tree to tree, and the black line runs down the hill and into the pump station, and then gets pumped back to the sugar house. Slippery. Whoa!
This you can all control through your cell phone. You have a hole monitor here, it runs automatically. We can run this while we're out in the bush looking for vacuum leaks or hauling sap. And
Watch Rangers games.
yeah, more time to watch the Rangers games.
$115 to make a barrel of syrup and oil, and this will cost us about $5 in electricity to make a barrel.
Super efficient.
We went from wood-fired evaporator to oil, and then now it's fully electric, so.
Yeah, with our oil-fired evaporator, we would burn through about $100 of diesel per barrel. This will run us about $5 in electricity per barrel, so huge cost savings, super efficient, and then it's gonna help us with our time efficiency as well.
So this is like playing at MSG, and the old one's like pond hockey, basically.
Pretty much,
You wanna compare
that's
it
a
that
good
way.
to put it.
Yeah. There is some similarities between maple syrup and hockey. It takes a lot of teamwork. Everyone's got to do their job. Everyone has to be very proficient at it, and a lot of hard work. It can be demanding on the body going around outside and tapping all those trees. So you need to be in good shape. And for hockey, it just comes down to hard work. That's always been part of mine and my brother's DNA, is to work hard at whatever we do. And it's just another thing that's helped us get there.
The hockey has taught them discipline. The boys have learned from example from us, and they've continued to all being hard workers. And I think even Sam as a player, to me, he's one of the hardest workers.
It kind of relates to hockey. It was competitive for us. We used to race each other, grabbing buckets from the trees, and first one to the tractor to offload the sap was like a bit of a game between us. And then, of course, you know, our dad and grandfather laughed at it because they're getting us to do all the hard work when we're making it a game. But all in all, you know, it was awesome. Once you're done the hard work, you're sitting around the evaporator, get the barbecue going or whatever, and, you know, spend time with family and friends, and it's kind of the best part.
Has anyone tried the bacon yet?
I tested it out. It's a good cut of bacon.
It means a lot to our family to see where this whole thing has grown to. I think it's a way to honor our grandfather, the guy who started everything and really inspired us to do this kind of thing. And I think he'd be super proud of where it is today, and we're always thinking about him. He was a guy who loved hockey, he loved the outdoors, he loved making maple syrup every spring, and he's always with us, and without him, we definitely wouldn't be here.
Being in the maple business, it's super addicting. You're always gonna want more. You always wanna add taps, you want more land, and then you wanna sell more as well. It's never ending.
Seeing the business grow is kind of what keeps us going. Hearing feedback from people like saying they tried our syrup and saying it's the best they've ever had and their kids love it. For us, that's kind of, you know, why we do it and keeps us keeping at it every day. We want to always improve and making a quality product, and that's something we're very proud of. It's kind of hard not to fall in love with the whole process.
So I'm looking forward to continuing to watch it grow and just see where it takes us. You know, it's already taken us a lot of cool places, and I think if we just continue to do what we're doing and growing, and it's going to be exciting to see where we are in the next few years.